Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to start a new chapter of statistics and we will be covering many important topics related to statistics. Okay, so the first topic says that the concept of variable. So let's start with the definition of variable. It is a characteristic or a phenomenon which is capable of being measured and changes its value over time is called a variable, which means that a process or a characteristic of anything that has the ability to change itself over the time is known as variable, that it keeps on changing continuously. It is known as variable. Now there are two types of variable. It can be either discrete variable or continuous variable. So first one is the discrete variable, which means that the variables that increase in jumps or in complete numbers. For example, number of students in class 11th could be 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 15 or 20, but cannot be 1 into 1 by 4 or 1 into 1 by half. So yeah, discrete variable means that the change or the difference that is there, the change that is there is always in the complete numbers, right? For example, we say that we say that the number of students are 1, 2, 3, 10, or number of people standing in a queue are 2, 5, 10, like that. We can never say that 2.5 people are standing or 3.5 people went away, right? So when the change is in whole number or complete numbers, then it is known as discrete variable. Now, continuous variable means that a range of values or increase not in jumps but continuously or in fractions are called as continuous variable. For example, height can be expressed as 5.1, 5.2, 5.3 and so on, which means that there is a continuous increase or jump in the variable and it can be in the terms of fractions also. So that is known as continuous variable. Next topic that we have is frequency distribution, which says that it is a series in which items cannot be exactly measured. The items assume a range of values and are placed within the range or limit. In other words, data are classified into different classes with a range. The range is called class interval. Each time in the series is written against a particular class interval by way of a tally bar. The number of times an item occurs is shown as frequency against the class intervals to which the item belongs. Okay, read करके मे भी आपको थोड़ा confusing लगा होगा, but it is a very simple concept. Basically, frequency distribution means that a series in which there are, we cannot say the exact numbers. कि for example हम ऐसे नहीं कह सकते कि 1, 2, 3 ऐसे नहीं. There is a range. For example, a range of 1 to 5, then 6 to 10, then 11 to 15. So अगर कोई number 1 से 5 के बीच में है, so that will go in the first range. कोई second range में जाएगा, कोई third range में जाएगा, and this range is known as class intervals. Okay, ये exam में पूछा जा सकता है. What are the class intervals? So these are the range. And जो सबसे एक जो interval होता है उसमें जो first ये lower नंबर होता है that is known as lower limit, and जो highest number होता है that is known as upper limit. So this is all about the frequency distribution. See, these are the example of class intervals. These are the class intervals. Now, how do we measure the frequency? For example, in the class interval of 10 to 15, there is a frequency of 4. So we will draw 4 tally bars. Okay. In the 15 to 20, we have 5 frequencies. So we have drawn 5 tally bars. Then 8. So similarly, I hope that you guys know how to draw the tally marks. अगर नहीं पता तो basically it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 and fifth one is in cross like this. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 as a cross. This is how we draw a tally bar. Now there are 5 types of series under frequency distribution. Okay. Exclusive series, inclusive series, open-end series, cumulative frequency and mid-value frequency series. So let's start with exclusive first. It means that the series in which every class interval excludes items responding to its upper limit. This is the 10 to 15, right? But जो upper limit इसमें है, the 15 number will not come in the first interval, it will come in the second interval. Similarly, इसमें हमारी upper limit है 20, तो 20 third interval में include होगा. यहाँ पे 25 है, वो third में नहीं, वो fourth में include होगा. मतलब कि जो भी हमारा class interval है, उसकी जो अपर लिमिट है वो एक्सक्लूड हो जाती है. दैट इज नोन एज एक्सक्लूसिव सीरीज. नाउ द अपोजिट फॉर दैट इज इंक्लूसिव सीरीज. फॉर एग्जांपल 10 to 14, तो 10 भी इसमें ही आएगा और 14 भी इसमें आ जाएगा, इसमें ही आएगा. 14 के बाद डायरेक्टली 15 से 19 ये सब नंबर्स वो ही इंटरवल में आएंगे. फिर 20 to 24 इसमें कुछ एक्सक्लूड नहीं होगा. जो भी नंबर्स है, जो भी रेंज है, अपर लिमिट लोअर लिमिट, वो सब सेम क्लास इंटरवल में ही इंक्लूडेड होगा. Then we have is open end series. In some series, the lower class limit of the first class interval and the upper limit of the last class intervals are missing. Instead, less than or below is specified in place of lower class limit or more than in place of upper class limit. So that is known as open end. See, यहाँ पे कोई लोअर लिमिट हमारे पास नहीं है, सिर्फ अपर लिमिट ही है. तो दिस इज नोन एज ओपन एंड. और यहाँ पे भी कोई अपर लिमिट नहीं है, वी ओनली हैव अ लोअर लिमिट. सो दिस इज also an example of open end series. Next we have is cumulative frequency series. It is a series in which the frequencies are continuously added corresponding to each class interval in the series. Very, very simple. I'll show you the example. See, these are our frequency, right? तो सबसे पहले हमारा क्या है frequency में 3. So we will write 3. Okay. Then in the next one we will not write the 8 directly. We will add 3 also. So next we will write 3 plus 8. 3 plus 8 is 11. Now we will directly not write 9. We will write 11 plus 9. 11 plus 9 is 20. अब हम directly 4 नहीं लिखेंगे. We will write 20 plus 4. So this is how cumulative frequency series is made. कि जो पहले की frequency होती है वो हमें add up करते जाना होता है. ठीक है. So here also सबसे पहले तो 4 आएगा, फिर यहाँ पे हमें माइनस करना है. तो बेसिकली 20 में से 4 माइनस करेंगे, 40 में से 20 माइनस करेंगे, 48 में से 40 माइनस करेंगे. Now we have mid-value frequency. These are the series in which we have only mid-values of the class intervals and the corresponding frequencies. मतलब हमारे पास कोई upper limit या lower limit ऐसे range नहीं होती है. We directly have the mid-value. Now see, this is very simple. See, this is the mid-value is 5, right? ये सब में 5 टाइप 5 का डिफरेंस है. So this can be 0 to 10, 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So this is how we convert it into the class interval. The next we have is presentation of data. So the next is tabular presentation. A statistical table is a systematic organization of data in columns and rows. Basically table का मतलब क्या होता है? It means a collection of columns and rows, right? So tabular presentation in statistics means presentation of data in the form of columns and rows. That is known as tabular presentation. This can be asked in 1 mark, that what is tabular presentation. Now here we have is the format of a table, that how does a format looks like. Yeah. So first of all, it starts with the table number, then title of the table, then any head notes that if we have, there are two types of notes, head notes and footnotes. Head notes are always written above the table and footnotes are written below the table. Then we have the columns. Here we have is the rows, and the intersection of column and row is known as a cell. Then here we have column headings, then row headings we have. Then if any subheadings that are there, that also we have. And at the last, in here in the middle, it is the body of the table where the main content is being written. And at the last we have source, if any, like from which source have we collected or gathered the information. Now these are the categories of table. So basically first is according to the purpose, that what is the purpose of the table. So there are two types, general and special. General table means that it can be used for any purpose. It is not made for any particular topic. And special purpose table is the table which is made for a special purpose or for a particular reason. Then according to the originality, original table means that it has been made first time with the original information, and derived table means that if the table is made from some other table or from the secondary information. Then according to the construction, one way table means that it has only information related to any one topic or one area. And another is complex. In under complex we have two table means information related to any two aspects. Treble table means information related to any three aspects, and manifold means information related to many aspects. Now we have the merits of tabular presentation. First is it is a simple and brief presentation. बहुत long information की जरूरत नहीं होती है. We can present the data in a very simple manner. Then we have it facilitates comparison. Through the table, it is very easy to compare the data. We can easily do the analysis also, because through table you can easily understand all the information. Then highlights or characteristics of the data we can also know through the table, and it is also economical because it saves time, space and efforts as well, because it is very easy to make a table. Okay, so now the next chapter that we have is diagrammatic presentation of data. So through diagrams, we present the data in the two forms, bar diagram and pie diagrams. So that is, there are basically three main types: geometric form, frequency diagrams and line graphs. So under geometric forms, we have bar and pie chart. Under frequency, we have histogram, polygon and ogive curve. And here we have the line graph. So first we'll start with bar diagrams. These are the diagrams in which data are presented in the form of bars or rectangles. Bars are also known as columns. ये 1 mark में पूछ सकते हैं. Basically, bar diagram is made up of bars or rectangles, and they are also known as columns. See, this is the example of a bar diagram. ये जो बीच में ये जो है, these are known as bars, columns और rectangles. जो भी हम वैल्यूज होती है वो हम ये बार के फॉर्म्स में डिपिक्ट करते हैं थ्रू दी बार डायग्राम. दिस वाज द vertical bar diagram, and vertical means the frequency or the details frequencies is on y-axis, and this is the horizontal bar diagram where the frequencies is on x-axis. Then this is the example of multiple bar diagrams, which means that we are showing two aspects of anything in the same bar diagram. For example, this brown color shows the birth rate and orange color shows the death rate. Means we are showing two information all together, that is birth rate and death rate. So this is known as multiple bar diagram, where we are showing two or more aspects of any information in the single bar diagram. So the two bars always are joined with each other for the same year. For example, in the year 1931 to 1940, the birth rate was 46 and death rate was 36. So this is for a single year. So ये दोनों जो birth rate and the death rate है, these are for the single year. Then next year के लिए भी same, दोनों जो bars होते हैं वो एक साथ draw करे जाते हैं. Then this is another type of bar diagram which is known as component bar diagram, which means that in a single diagram, in a single bar or a rectangle, we show two components. See, this is there are two components. One is hydro energy, and one is thermal electricity. So basically हम जो दो components है उसको साथ में हम डिपिक्ट कर रहे हैं. बेसिकली दिस वन इज 46 एंड दिस वन इज 64. तो ये दोनों का टोटल हम एक ही बार में डिपिक्ट कर रहे हैं. सो दिस इज नोन एज कंपोनेंट बार डायग्राम. मल्टीपल बार डायग्राम में क्या होता था कि दो बार होते थे अलग, लेकिन हम ड्रॉ एक साथ ही करते थे. और कंपोनेंट बार डायग्राम में क्या होता है कि इन अ सिंगल बार ओनली वी डिपिक्ट बोथ ऑफ द सेक्टर्स और बोथ ऑफ द कंपोनेंट्स. Then we have percentage bar diagram. According to the percentage, we draw the diagram. For example, tertiary sector has the highest percentage, so इसकी जगह थोड़ी ज़्यादा है. Then comes the secondary, that is 23.2%, and primary, that is 14.9%. So again, we depict all the three sectors in a single bar for a particular year and in the form of percentages. See, this was for 2017-18, this is for 2018-19, but we represent all the three sectors in a single bar according to their percentages. So this is known as percentage bar diagram. Now this is the another type, that is known as deviation bar diagram. Basically इसमें क्या होता है कि कुछ भी deviation है, मतलब कि कोई negative effect है, तो वो कहाँ जाएगा, नीचे माइनस में आएगा. सो एनी नेगेटिव नंबर्स आर नोन एज डेविएशंस एंड दे आर ड्रॉन बिलो द एक्स एक्सिस, मींस इन द नेगेटिव साइड. ऊपर जो होता है वो पॉजिटिव साइड एंड नीचे इट इज अ नेगेटिव साइड दैट शोज द डेविएशन. सो इट इज नोन एज डेविएशन बार डायग्राम. Now the next topic we have is pie chart or circular diagram. Basically इसमें क्या होता है, we depict the information in a circular form, that is known as a pie diagram or pie chart. See, this is the percentage of degree of primary sector, this is secondary, this is transport, this is finance, and this is community and social services. So basically pie chart में क्या होता है, the total area of a circle is always 360 डिग्रीज। और ये जो हमारा फिर सेक्टर्स होते हैं उसको हम ऐसे डिवाइड करके, इंडिविजुअली डिवाइड करके कैलकुलेट करते हैं। ओके, okay. So now let's start with a new chapter, that is histogram, polygon, and ogive curve. So basically now we have these chart type diagrams. So we will see one by one. So first one is histogram, which says that it is a graphical presentation of a frequency distribution of a continuous सीरीज। तो बेसिकली हम जो ग्राफ के फॉर्म में रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं किसको, कंटिन्यूअस सीरीज को, इज नोन एज हिस्टोग्राम। बार ग्राफ में आपने देखा होगा कि सब जो बार्स होते थे उसके बीच में थोड़ी सी जगह होती थी, बट यहाँ पे इन हिस्टोग्राम व्हाट हैपेंस इज दी, हम ड्रॉ तो कुछ एक टाइप के बार्स ही करते, बट देयर इज अ नो स्पेस बिटवीन दी बार्स बिकॉज इट इज अ कंटिन्यूअस सीरीज। तो डायरेक्टली देखो ये 10, फिर 10 से हमारा है 20, फिर 20 से वी हैव 30, so there is no space between the bars, so it is known as histogram. So 1 mark में question पूछ सकता है what is the difference between the bar diagram and histogram. So bar diagram is not for continuous series, histogram is for continuous series, and bar diagrams have space in between them, and histograms do not have any space in between them. For the histogram of unequal class intervals, you can see, देखो, there is a difference in the width of the bars. That is okay, but there is no space between them. So first one was for equal class intervals because all the width of the bars was equal. Here it is for unequal class intervals. So the width is different for all the bars. Then the next we have is frequency polygon. It is the another form of diagrammatic presentation of data. It is formed by joining the mid values of the top of the all the rectangles of a histogram. See, I'll show you one example. For example, ये हमारा हिस्टोग्राम है, ठीक है। तो अगर आपको फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगॉन बनाना होता है तो उसमें क्या करना होता है, सबसे पहले तो आपको ये हिस्टोग्राम ही बनाना पड़ेगा, फिर सब में आपको जो बीच के पॉइंट्स होते हैं वो आपको मिड वैल्यूज को डॉट से ऐसे डॉट्स बनाने होते हैं सबके मिडल में, सब हमारे जो हिस्टोग्राम है उसके मिडल में। फिर आपको सब जो डॉट्स आपने मिड वैल्यूज जो जॉट डाउन किए हैं उसको आपको फिर सब डॉट्स को कनेक्ट करना होता है। तो द लाइन, ये जो लाइन बन के निकली है, दैट दिस इज नोन एज फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगॉन और ए पॉलीगॉन। सो बेसिकली हमारे हिस्टोग्राम के जो मिड पॉइंट्स को हम ज्वाइन करके एक ग्राफ बनाते हैं, दैट इज नोन एज फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगॉन। दिस इज द एग्जाम्पल। सबसे पहले हमने हिस्टोग्राम बनाया और उसके जो मिड पॉइंट्स है उसको हमने कनेक्ट करके जो ग्राफ बनाया, दैट इज नोन एज फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगॉन, ठीक है। And if we want to do it without histogram, then directly we have to make the dots of the mid value and we can make a graph directly. But it is advisable that you should draw the histogram first because it makes the work easier for you. So basically this curve is known as frequency polygon or smooth frequency curve. Then the next we have is ogive or cumulative frequency curve. It is the curve which is constructed by plotting cumulative frequency data on the graph paper in the form of a smooth curve. अब तक हम जो भी डेटा से हम ग्राफ बनाते थे तो हम कौन सा वाला डेटा यूज करते थे, बेसिकली वी यूज दिस फ्रीक्वेंसी। बट जब हम क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी बनाते हैं, मतलब जो हम ऐड करके जो क्यूमुलेटिव फ्रीक्वेंसी बनाते हैं, तो वो जो CF का हम कॉलम जो होता है उसके थ्रू जो हम ग्राफ बनाते हैं, दैट इज नोन एज ओजाइव कर्व, ठीक है। So there are two types of ogive curve. Less than ogive मतलब जिसमें less than 5, less than 10, less than 15 ऐसे करके बनाएंगे वो. और second is more than ogive मतलब कि more than 5, more than 10, more than 15. So that is known as less than and more than ogive curve. See, this is the example of less than 5. तो उसमें 4 है, फिर लेस देन 10 में 6 ऐड हो गया, फिर 10 में और 10 ऐड हो, 20 में 10 ऐड हो गया. एंड दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ मोर देन. मोर देन में, लेस देन में हमेशा क्या होता है, ऐड होता है. एंड मोर देन में क्या होगा, माइनस होगा, सब्ट्रैक्ट होगा. मोर देन 5 में 4 निकल गया, मोर देन 10 में 6 निकल गया, फिर 10 माइनस, फिर 10 माइनस, फिर यहाँ पे 25 ऐड हुआ, यहाँ पे 25 डिडक्ट हुआ, यहाँ पे 22 ऐड हुआ, मोर देन में 22 लेस हुआ, लेस देन में 18 ऐड हुआ, इसमें सब्ट्रैक्ट हुआ, यहाँ पे लेस देन में 5 ऐड हुआ, मोर देन में 5 सब्ट्रैक्ट हुआ. So this is the difference between less than and more than curve. This is the trend of the less than curve which always goes upward because हम इसमें ऐड कर रहे हैं तो ये हमेशा upward जाएगा. और मोर देन में हम हमेशा डिडक्ट करते हैं तो वो फिर क्या होगा, डाउनवर्ड जाता है क्योंकि हम सब नंबर्स को माइनस कर रहे हैं. एंड दिस इज अ intersection of less than and more than curve. This green one is the more than curve because हम उसमें डिडक्ट कर रहे हैं, and this one is the less than because इसमें हम ऐड कर रहे हैं. Now this is the very important diagram. 1 मार्क में ये बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस इसमें से बेसिकली आ सकते हैं. So we will go through it one by one. Okay. Okay, so this is basically a graph. ठीक है. We will start from the middle of the graph. This is known as the point of origin. जो middle most point है या जहाँ पे दोनों ग्राफ इंटरसेक्ट होते हैं, जहाँ से स्टार्ट होते हैं, that is known as, जहाँ पे दोनों एक्सिस इंटरसेक्ट होते हैं, दोनों पॉइंट स्टार्ट होते हैं, that is known as point of origin. Then they see there, अब ये दोनों ही एक्सिस के आजू बाजू देर आर टोटल 4 square like structures. ठीक है, as you can see these square like structures, these are known as the quadrants. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. So basically अब इसमें क्या होगा, जो ओरिजिन के राइट साइड है वहां पे सब पॉजिटिव वैल्यू होगी और लेफ्ट साइड नेगेटिव वैल्यू, और ओरिजिन के ऊपर पॉजिटिव वैल्यू, ओरिजिन के नीचे नेगेटिव वैल्यू. ठीक है, सी पॉजिटिव राइट साइड, लेफ्ट साइड नेगेटिव, नीचे नेगेटिव, ऊपर पॉजिटिव. Then we have x-axis and y-axis. X-axis is known as abscissa and y-axis is known as ordinate. This is a very important concept. 1 mark में बहुत सारे questions आ सकते हैं. First of all, intersection of two axes is the point of origin. Then the 4 squares are known as quadrant. Then the right side of the axis is positive and left is negative. Upper side is positive and the above side is negative. X-axis is known as abscissa and y-axis is known as ordinate. So these are the very important points to be kept in mind. Okay. So yeah, we are done with the theory part of the statistics, and the coming videos we will do the sums of mean, median and mode. That is it for this video. Thank you so much.